That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'll be able to get my camera just above it.
We won't have to trim anything on the top.
Another part of turkey.
Good in 3 dimensions.
Just cutting and running the you get to see some actual interaction.
That's about as quick as you can get a decoy ready. Perfect.
Besides,
you know when you're using decoys,
Remember where they
or when you're not using decoys versus when you do.
when you're not using decoys versus when you do, when you're cutting and running, if you hear a bird gobble, you get close as you can to him and you call and he comes and you kill him or you get busted. When you're using decoys, you get to see how the bird acts, you get to see how the hens react, the sounds they make up close at 10, 12, sometimes just a few feet.
That looks pretty doggone good.
Yeah. If there's some turkeys come by here, it'll be ours.
Well, you know this is a strut zone, I promise you.
I like the movements of them. I like how the turkeys, most of the time if the wind's just barely blowing, he's moving. It makes it seem a lot realistic. The toms respond better, I think. One encounter this year, me and my little cousin was hunting and the wind was just barely moving. It was right at daylight and that tom come up to Billy Badak. When Billy Badak would turn just a little, that tom, he'd get right up on him. He pecked his head, turned his butt to him, threw his tail feathers up in his face. It was realistic as can be. The looks are amazing.
Same first place we've seen the hens.
Oh, here they come.
They're coming right at us. They're coming right up here. Here they come. They're mad. Look at here.
What got me started in the outdoors, well, I've always been outside since I was a kid on the farm and doing whatever, but I always liked the strategy of trying to outsmart an animal that lives outside every day. That was, it was always appealing. Most time, you do not succeed, but I've always liked that, and the decisions, you're in control to outsmart the animal. There is nobody controlling you what you do outside. What I like about turkey hunting is that the birds are vocal. There's a lot more movement. It's not like deer hunting, you're worried about the wind and the scent. Turkey hunting, it's a buddy sport. I mean, man he can have all kinds of fun. Whenever you're hunting, fishing, doing whatever, and you're outside experiencing the outdoors, when you're with somebody else and you see the experience that's on their face and you're having a great time, that's what being a blood brother is all about.
The more you're around the outdoors, I mean, the more you respect your neighbor. My neighbor's outside working in their garden and makes me want to do that, or I go over and help him, or he comes over and helps me. If I'm out fencing, he's helping me fence. And you know, people in large cities don't do that. You go to a big city, and my job takes me to New York and Los Angeles and a lot of places like that, Chicago. I don't see that type of camaraderie with those people. If I walk up and say hi to somebody, they're looking at me like I'm a fool. And you know, here in small Brush Creek, Tennessee, or even in Nashville, if I walk up to somebody outside and I say hello to them, they're going to say hello back, and we're going to have some interaction. And that all goes back to the people here. And I'm not just speaking in general terms. The people that have outdoor backgrounds just are genuinely good people, and they have maybe a stronger moral fiber.
People that live in the cities and don't experience outside thrills of hunting and fishing, they have no clue what they're missing out on. They're selling themselves short. I think they're missing out on a lot of things and a lot of good times and memories.
Man, they just weren't aggressive, were they? They just weren't aggressive, right?
How about that
What'd you think? They weren't gonna get their nerve
No,
up?
I didn't think. I thought he scared them off.
No, he just, man, I mean, just kind of took their time. They couldn't stand it. They're going to eventually come
Yeah,
up there and
yeah,
check them out.
yeah.
That's all there is to it. Holy moly. Skaboom, boom.
one? Yes, sir. Got to get you a Billy Badass.
Hey, who shot on 3?
You shot first. You shot first.
Mine was doing this right here.
Oh, yeah.
He got an excuse.
Hey, they're both dead.
They are. They went down.
I don't reckon I should have given you your choke back, should I?
Yeah.
Well, we had a little joke played on Brad. I took his choke out when we was up there right after that gobbler this morning when you handed me your gun.
Really?
Yeah. We figured you'd notice it. We didn't know you was going to hunt 3 days.
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it.
We going to hunt 3 days.
Hey,
We think about that. Man, we ain't been here.
10 minutes, 20 minutes.
minutes.
We spent more time building a blind.
Yeah, that's right.
By gosh, it's a pretty blind.
It is a pretty blind.
You got to hide.
That's one of those Cherokee Sports turkey blinds right there.
I guarantee you, Cherokee Sports Turkey. I guarantee you, that right there is awesome. Ever work up her nerve.
And that one, did you see how his head changed
Oh yeah.
from it was red when he come down the hill?
Yeah.
When he got right here, it was kind of a iridescent, and by the time he got up here, it was bright white. He was getting ticked off. He's fixing to be a fight. If we'd let him stay there a little bit longer, they'd fall.
I think they would have.
That one that was in strut, the one that wasn't in strut, he was pretty curious.
He was.
Yeah.
I'm David Scudder, and I am a blood brother.